All right, so I arrived in Lusaka last night, and I'm very happy to be home with my family, back in Zambia. This is home. We've really experienced Zambia to be our home, and so this is home for us, and I'm really happy to be here. The motorcycle didn't make it. Motorcycle's still in Cape Town. I had to turn back after starting on Wednesday. I left on Wednesday morning and drove out of Cape Town, loaded up with the motorcycle. But as I got further and further away from Cape Town, I started realizing there's a couple of issues on this bike that still need to be sorted out. And it was really, really tiring me out. I felt so tired after just 2 hours of driving with a heavy bike. Hey, I just arrived at Piketberg. And I am wasted. I'm not up for this. The bike is old, I'm old, and my gear is old. I just don't feel safe. I'm going back to Cape Town. And it's not that the bike was very heavy when I was driving, it was very heavy when I stopped. And when I wanted to get off the bike, that was actually one of the key problems. Because the bike was so heavy, and the bike has got a notoriously short side stand, so when you lean it over, especially when it's loaded like I had it, it will fall over, and it's too heavy to hold up. Oh, you brought him back this piece of wood. Look at how low this thing is lying. Scary. Yeah, it was just so difficult to keep going because I couldn't stop. I didn't have at the fueling station someone to stabilize the bike while I get off, and then I could at least put it on the center stand. On the center stand, it stands up well. I've had to get myself this piece of wood to put under the side stand, because when I put this bike down on its side stand, it's too far off the ground, and the bike leans too far. So it's one of the things that I'm struggling with now. I'm just going to have something to eat, lighten the load a bit on the bike, and then keep going. Another issue that I experienced on the bike was the windshield. Windshield is I think too small, because as I drive over 120 kilometers an hour, or up to over 110 up to 120 kilometers an hour, it's the wind buffeting off that windscreen on my helmet just caused my head to be rattling around, and I got a headache, and it was causing fatigue. The wind buffeting of this small windscreen here is crazy. The way the wind comes off here, it buffets on my head. I've got such a headache, and I've been to Piketberg and back, which I don't know, it's about 250, maybe 300 kilometers today. The fact that it is like it is really concerning. I can't do 5 days driving like that, full days driving under those conditions. And I have to go at least 120 kilometers an hour if I'm going to make the distances that I wanted to make. And that brings me to the next issue that I realized I can't do. That my goal of reaching 800 kilometers per day to get here, to get to Zambia in 4 days, was just too ambitious, way too ambitious. And I found that out very quickly. And in fact, I managed to speak to a legend adventurer on motorcycle, a legend, Tim Shaw. Man, what a privilege it was to meet Tim Shaw. He lives out in Hopeville, very near to Piketberg, where I had stopped to make the decision to turn around. Man, what a legend. That guy has done some serious traveling over Africa, over the Americas, and he's planning a new trip to come down the western edge of Africa. This guy is a real adventurer. Anyway, when I spoke to him about my plans and my plan to ride 800 kilometers a day, he said, "Mike, you're crazy. That's not possible." He said when he started, he also started long journeys, but and his long journey at that time was 500 Ks on a bike, and here I am aiming at 800. And he actually came to the conclusion soon after starting his adventures that 500 is too much. And he realized that 300 kilometers a day is probably the best and the most you should be able to do. Here's my wifey coming with some tea. So good to be in Zambia.
Here we go.
Tea and cake. Woohoo! Thanks, lovey. Thanks, my girl. Mwah. All right. So yeah, Tim said don't try that 800 kilometers a day. He said you need at least 2 weeks for a trip like that. And that's something I don't have. I don't have that kind of time to do 2 weeks away from my family, 2 weeks away from my work, and 2 weeks of nights out on the road. That's a lot of money, which I don't have. And anyway, so it was clearly the right decision to turn around and head back to Cape Town. One more thing that I found on the bike is, especially loaded up as it was very thirsty on fuel. I was getting 14 kilometers a liter. And on a 25 liter tank, which only has about 22 liters of usable fuel, that leaves me at about a range of 300 kilometers. 300 kilometers is not enough to get through the long stretches in Namibia. I mean, if there's one stretch that doesn't have fuel, then I'm in trouble. So I have to make a better solution for fuel storage if I'm going to drive that bike from Cape Town to Zambia. And I say if because I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not going to drive that bike. I don't think it's made for that journey at this stage. I mean, with the windshield the way it is, with the side stand the way it is, with the fuel economy the way it is, and the small tank, it's not set up for a long journey. So, fortunately, I think there is a way to get it to Zambia without having to ride it there. All right, so that's just a short update on where I am at the moment, and I am super stoked to be in Zambia with my family. And looking forward to moving our house. We're going to move to Mongu. I'll take some videos of that too. So all our furniture is here. We're going to have to pack this all up and get it onto a truck and get to Mongu, which we plan to do in the next week or two, depending on when a trailer is available. Anyway, thanks so much for your support and for your prayers. We love you guys and appreciate you being on this journey with us. We need you. We can't do this without you. Muzungu is ready. Muzungu is ready for the road. This is the load. Tent in case I need to sleep in the Namibian desert. Everything is secure. The bike is heavy. The bike is heavy. I'm not sure how she's going to handle. Take it easy on this first day. See how she goes. All right, I'm about to get on the road now. I'm really cautious. Bike is heavy, and I've still got a big bag on my back and 2 liters of water in my jacket. So I don't know how this is going to work, guys. But let's see. This is I don't know if you can see here, but this is my bags. I'm gonna see how this works on the road. So anyway, guys, let's do this. Just took a stop here, just quickly to show you Cape Town behind me. You see Cape Town there, and my luggages. My bag needs to be set up a bit. It's the last time we're going to see Cape Town for a bit, and we're heading out in this direction here. I'm tired. I can't get this thing to Zambia. I'm only 2 hours out of Cape Town and I'm tired. I think my body's too old for this. And this bike's too thirsty. Already had issues with the fuel, overfilling this tank. I'm carrying fuel in my tank. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm pulling the plug on this. Right. So Muzungu is back where he started this morning. In Cape Town, in Takai. I tried to get out today. I got as far as Piketberg. There's a cut in my seat. This bike is using a lot of fuel. So 14 kilometers a liter. I've got a range of around maybe maximum 300 kilometers on that tank. I need to organize extra fuel. And the other thing is the wind buffeting of this small windscreen here is crazy. The way the wind comes off here, it buffets on my head. I've got such a headache, and I've been to Piketberg and back, which I don't know, it's about 250 maybe 300 kilometers today. Not great. And the side stand, oh my word, the side stand is so short. Anyway, so that's three things: side stand, fuel economy, windscreen. That needs to get sorted before I can make such a trip again. I don't even think I'm going to make such a trip again. It is so crazy. Look at this. Okay, this is my gear that I've been carrying on it. Big center bag over the top, 2 pannier cases. This one was on top of that tent, strapped on top. This bag on my back, and of course here's my gear I was wearing. My helmet, buff, 2 jackets, gloves, pants, knee guards, and boots. Oh man, what a day. I feel so tired after all this. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm glad I'm back here. It's raining outside. I got back just in time before the rain started. So grateful for that. Now, gonna have a eat, a shower, sleep, and then think about what's the next step for this Muzungu, and whether we're gonna get Muzungu to Mongu or Muzungu needs to stay here in Cape Town. Not sure. Yep, on the airplane, heading to Lusaka. Not on the bike, but heading to Lusaka. Gonna see my family soon.
Hi. Hi.
We're going for a walk.
Yes.
Where are we walking?
I can't see them.
We're walking for exercise.
The people are behind the camera. We can't see them. They're inside the camera. They're inside here, my boy. You got to look inside here. Can you see the people in there? Mm. Yeah. So hi, people.
Hi.
Yeah. Where are we going, Caleb?
We're going to the where?
Eh?
Where, Daddy?
We are walking. Where? Where are we walking? In Zambia.
Yeah.
We're walking
We're
in
walking for
Zambia.
exercise. We're trying to get some exercise and just to get the feel of our home again.
This is Lusaka.
Yeah, we've lived here and it's been great. No, hold on. Sit nicely.
Okay, this is how we go walking in Zambia.